recursion and DTR, those things, like it will take the most time of you. So you can't just be impatient and think like this not having, this not having. For understanding 2 or 3 questions, I had to spend a whole day like doing the dry run and all that. And in Amazon, you will be asked mainly data structure and algorithm. So they do not care that from what background you're coming. They believe if you are a good problem solver, you will be able to adapt to the environment. So that's really cool about Amazon.
Hi everyone, my name is Taruneshwar Chaudhary and welcome to the YouTube channel of Coding Ninjas. So today with us we have Mr. Soumyadip Banerjee, and the reason we are here discussing about this and creating this video is that he has recently converted from a service-based company which is Capgemini to Amazon, which is one of the most one of the best product-based company for any undergrad to work in. And he has done all this by not even being a computer science graduate. He is an electrical engineering graduate from Jadavpur University. So first of all, being an engineer myself, I'm heavily inspired from his journey, and I would like to welcome Soumyadip over here. Hi, how are you?
Yeah, hi, I'm fine. Thanks for having me in the channel.
Perfect. So Soumyadip, can we have a quick introduction from your end?
Yeah, my name is Soumyadip Banerjee, and I am an incoming SD1 at Amazon. So I have also been a part of this Coding Ninjas. So like I was a student here, and today in this video I'd like to share my whole journey here, like what I did, what path I followed, so that I can help the other students also.
Amazing. So Soumyadip, about your journey from a service-based company to a product-based company in a span of 1 year, if I'm not wrong. And in between, you also worked at PwC, which is also a very, which is a very difficult company to crack. So after your graduation, when you started working, so first thing, what was your biggest motivation, going from for this preparation in general? Because usually after graduation, people become very comfortable with their jobs and they're not, ready to work hard after graduation. And secondly, tell us more about this journey in general.
Yeah. So basically, I started my whole DS Algo journey after my placements. Okay, so I remember it was like the month of December at the end. So I started one of my friend had suggested Coding Ninjas to me, and so I started learning here. So what had happened is that before I joined the company, because it was the COVID time and my joining got delayed. So before joining the company, my DS Algo course was almost complete here. So that's why I decided that since I have already finished the course, I should, not sit back and relax. I should carry on the things. And that's where it started. And after that, what I did was that, I was ready with the DS Algo, but I was not having any project because I came from electrical background. So for that reason, I took the data science course here and I started making projects in it. Also, I would like to mention that in my first company, I did not get that much good project which I could showcase in my resume. So like the projects which I did here kind of helped me, and also I started solving in Kaggle. I made some projects in Kaggle. So by the end of 1 year, my resume was almost ready to apply, and then I decided that since everything is done, I should practice more before applying. So what I did was that I researched a lot on YouTube and net, and I found that there was an SD sheet available. So I took the SD sheet and I started solving it. The SD sheet had almost all the interview questions. So basically, I was solving real-time interview questions, and what I saw is that I was able to solve them by myself. So that kind of boosted me that I am able to solve real-time interview questions. And also, I started giving contests. So I used to give lead code. I used to give every lead code contest, and I was able to get good ranks there. So by doing this whole process, I was sure I'm ready now. And then I started applying, and the last time Amazon, I applied to Amazon and I backed the offer there. So that's the whole journey in short, if I can say.
Understood. Perfect.
What you said is that what is the biggest boost? I will say for me it kind of happened that I finished the course before I joined my first company. So that kind of boosted me. It's already I have done all these things, so why should I just sit back?
Makes sense. Perfect.
Yeah.
Right. So Soumyadip, about your getting SD sheets from different YouTubers and different resources over internet and solving them and being very particular about the entire thing and very consistent also, as I was discussing with you before the call. So I just want to understand that this is something I've heard from a lot of students, that they take multiple resources from internet, from multiple sources, and then they end up not making the most out of it, even though they have a lot of questions out there in their hand, right? So whenever a person is taking resources, whenever a person is taking questions from internet, what should be the right strategy according to it?
So the right strategy is that you should always search what would take the least time and most results. Okay, so that is the strategy which I follow. So there are multiple SD sheets. So what I did had around 200 questions. So it was like, okay, for me, I knew like if I am able to solve 200 questions of that sheet almost by myself, I will be able to apply those concepts and I will be able to solve more 400 questions. So that I knew. So and also I will say that I had researched a lot. Like, it's not that I saw one day and I started doing. I researched a lot. I saw like people are getting success from one sheet and or maybe from other courses and all that. So I found out what would be taking me the least time. So that's what I did, because if all of the things are giving results, so I should take that thing which should take less time, right? So that's how I decided to go for this and this. So that's the strategy I use for doing the things.
Perfect. So basically, just optimizing the entire process, making sure कि जितनी जल्दी हो सके सब कुछ, है ना? Perfect, यार. This sounds interesting.
Like what most people do is that everyone runs behind the numbers. I have seen like people posting, I have solved this 500 questions, this 1000 questions, or like that. I will say that try to solve at least 300 or 200 questions by yourself, not seeing the answers. If you are able to do that, you will be able to apply those concepts to other 400 questions. Or you don't need to solve 1000 questions to do that. Try to do as much as by yourself instead of seeing the answers and just mugging it up in your head. So that's the thing. That's the main thing.
Right. Basically, making sure that the concepts are clear and you don't just, because it's not history, it's technical overall, right?
Yeah. So like if you learn DFS, you'll be able to apply DFS in multiple questions. Like, that's the thing.
And it's like, also similar for different languages, right? The logics are
Yeah.
Perfect. So next question would be, so you took DSA in Java initially with Coding Ninjas, and you completed it before joining Capgemini, and then you went on to take up data science and machine learning course, right? I just want to understand. So this is something people with respect to resources only, people take up a lot of courses in general, and they're not consistent with one particular course, and they just take small excerpts from different courses. So what was in your mind when you took up the first course and then the second course, and how were you able to make the most out of the entire thing?
Yeah. So as I said, the first course was suggested from one of my friend who already had cracked a product-based company. So I knew like if he has done, like, it would be good. So I started it. And when you are enrolling into something, you should trust that process. Okay, you should not like go here and there and check others, because that would demotivate. Because like what happens is that no courses are identical, right? If one has one question, other will have another question. So it should not be in your mind like this is good or this is better. Try to stick to one path. And what I did was that when I was doing the Java course here, I was able to understand the things, and also I was able to solve the questions by myself. Like the assignment questions, I was able to solve by myself. So since I was able to do these things, I decided like I will go for the data science course also, because mainly I like the whole structure here, the whole teaching process here. So that's why I decided I will do the data science thing. And then I did the data science course here. And after that, as I said, my resume was almost ready to apply.
Perfect. And
so be consistent.
And how was your course experience with Coding Ninjas, both for the data structures in Java and then the data science course? What was the course experience like?
Like, it was great. Like, I can't I would like to thank Ankush sir, Monica ma'am, and Nidhi ma'am, because like they three were in particular throughout the whole coding process to me. And I think in the Java course, mainly Manisha ma'am and Ankush sir were there. So like I would like to thank them. Like they have helped me a lot. Yeah.
Perfect, amazing. And what were the main things in the course which were which usually help the student? Because I'm asking from a general student's perspective that whenever let's say someone decides to take a course from Coding Ninjas, so what are the particular things which are very helpful, which can make your process a little bit more easier?
More easier, you said.
Yeah.
So first of all, the course is very structured. Like that I would like to say. Like if you don't learn recursion and you go to linked list, you will be never able to solve the questions because you need to learn recursion at first. So I remember in my college days, one of my friends has suggested me like, you learn DSL, go. Okay. So I asked him like what to learn, and he told me learn all these things. And without learning recursion, I went to see a linked list problem. And I literally did not understand anything. And at that time, also it requires hooks and all that. That too also I did not have much concept, so I did not understand anything. And that's when I decided like I won't do coding. Like whatever I have, like I will get in the placement. Like it was like that. But the course here is very much structured, and I would like to say the difficult topics are very like they have understand the things like really well. I remember like when I was doing recursion, I was so much stuck here that I had to watch the whole videos again and again because it takes time. Because the recursion and DTR, those things, like it will take the most time of you. So you can't just be impatient and think like this not having. I remember like for understanding 2 or 3 questions, I had to spend a whole day like doing the dry run and all that. The process is like that. If you don't do the dry run, you will never be able to understand the things. That's where the assignment comes in, because in the assignment you get some questions where you have to spend like a lot of time to understand the things, and that's how you grow. And that's how it helped. Like after doing the recursion twice, my concepts were so good, like I was able to apply all of them in trees, and that also helped me in dynamic programming. So I will say the whole structure, the whole assignment, and the whole teaching style is like really cool. Even if you are stuck, understand that you are stuck because you are trying to understand a new thing, and that will help you in future.
Yeah. Makes sense perfectly. I think this statement that you said at the end, it makes sense in any walk of life in general, in any profession in general, that we need to understand that it's part of the process. If you're not stuck, then it doesn't make sense. You're not a part of the process. You're not trying in general, right?
Yeah, because I still remember the question. It was like sum of sub is sum equals to k. Like it took me literally 1 or 2 days to understand the whole thing. And like because I was doing so much dry run, like I am able to like dry run the whole code now. Like suppose if I'm not able to understand one code, I'm able to dry run the things really well, so that I can understand the things. So those things actually came from those hard assignments, you can see. So I was able to catch up, like how to get the new things out of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. Amazing. This sounds really good. So next would be, so I was discussing before the call also with you with respect to the external competitions that you participated in, and how they helped you in terms of your placement preparation and in terms of the social identity that you've created in general, right? So I just want to understand what was the process in general like, because I'm pretty sure you started that after your college, after you joined Capgemini. So working full time in a company and then also participating in competition, also taking up courses. So first about the competition and then about the time management with respect to these 3 responsibilities.
Okay. So for the contest, what I did was that I started with I did not start with the contest directly after the courses. I first of all solved the SD sheet which I mentioned. So after like 200 questions or something like that, I started giving the contest. No, not solving 200 questions. I directly started giving the contest, but I was not able to get good rank there. Okay, and my graph was going down. Okay, so what I did was that like you have also a tension in your mind. Your graph is going down. Recruiter will see that. So what I did was that I created another account in LeetCode, and I started giving contests only in that account. Okay, and so I did not care. Like I did not have any headache. Like okay, let's go down. But after a certain point of time, I was able to solve the questions. Okay. Like what I did was that when you are not able to solve any particular question in a contest, you should see the answers of it after the contest, so that you can understand the pattern, like what type of questions are getting asked repeatedly and what are the thought process behind the contest. So that's how I grew. and like later in my means today, like out of 4 questions I can easily solve 3. Like I am like confident, like I will be able to solve 3 at least. So these things come when you practice a lot. And for the contest time management, I will say that I gave the contest only on Saturday and Sunday, because lead code contests are on weekly, like on Sunday or Saturday. Also, I started giving CodeChef contests, but like there is mass cheating happening there, so I stopped giving it. And it was also on Saturdays or Sundays. So that's how I did it. Coming to the courses, so first of all, like when as I said, like I had finished the DSLGO course in before joining the company. So I used to spend like most of my time to it. Like I can't tell the hours, but most of the time I was solving. And after joining the company, as you said that like you have a fixed time. So I will say about my working hours. It was like from 7:30 to 9:30. I used to have an on call. Okay, and from 12:30 to 10 o'clock, I used to have my daytime full-time like office. So the only period I had was that from 9:30 to that 12 o'clock. Okay, like in the morning. So only at that time I used to practice. But like I can say, like I have been consistent. Like there has not been a single day where I have not solved a question in that time. And also, if I used to get a break of 1 or 2 hours in the middle, I used to like solve questions in that time. Like you have to take at least 3 to 4 hours a day, like if you want fast results, like, and be consistent.
Just listening about your schedule in general, makes me think that all the success that you are having right now is well deserved, and I believe you deserve much more than this. But way to go, and much more in future, hopefully.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So tell me.
I think I could have got a little bit faster, I think, but as I said, like I did not have in the previous company, I did not have much good projects there. Okay, right. So this thing which I would like to mention for all the viewers is that, like, I have done a data science course here. Okay, so if you are applying to an SDE role, they are looking for Android development or web development. So try to understand that. If you are doing a data science course, you should focus on data science roles. But in the current industry, if you see the job openings, most of the data science roles have 2+ years of experience requirement. Okay, so that was the major, you can say, like a roadblock for me, because 2+ years of experience, how can I get in a shorter time? There are only few companies like Amazon, Flipkart, or I can say RCM, which like hire from like 0 to 2 years of experience. So you have to be very much like careful, like when you are applying, because once you fail, you will get a 6 months of cool down. Okay. So like being very particular, don't be impatient. When you are confident, then only apply to those companies. Like, because getting a job in, if you have done a data science project, getting a job in dev is a little bit difficult. What I can say is that.
Okay. And what is your current profile? Are you into data science or into some other SDE?
I am in SDE role.
SDE role. And how difficult was it? Because you just did the data science course and you were applying for the SDE positions. So, did you get rejections in general, and how was the process like?
So I had been rejected in 2 companies. So one company, what had happened is that my earphone had not got connected. It got connected to my laptop's speakers, and my laptop speaker is not good. Okay, so he was not able to hear my audio. So what I did was that in the whole coding process, I was writing comments to make him understand what I'm telling him. So that took a lot of time, and I could not complete the code. So that was one. And the second company, I was rejected because like I did not know LLD at that time. But after that, so I will say that if you're rejected in some companies, try to take it as a mock interview. Okay, learn from those things. Like before joining any interview call, now I am like 200% sure like everything is working fine, like every accessory of mine. Also, like I have practiced LLD a lot before applying to Amazon, because I did not want to lose this opportunity, because else I would get a 6 months of cooldown. So learn from every rejection. What I can say is that, and it actually helped me a lot, in Amazon, because I was able to, I think, to explain my thought process much better way because of all those interviews. And in Amazon, you will be asked mainly data structure and algorithm. So they do not care that from what background you're coming. They believe if you are a good problem solver, you will be able to adapt to the environment. So that's really cool about Amazon.
Amazing, yeah. And I think there are not a lot of companies who think this way because there are a lot of restrictions in a lot of companies. So,
Mhm.
tell me about this. How many companies are there? Like,
So there are very few companies, I should say, like who hires from the 0 to 3 years of experience. So like if you're just a pass out, okay. So when I was in 2020, I used to get a lot of opportunities, but I was not ready, like to be honest, because after 1 year, I used to see that most of the job requirements have 2+ years of experience, and I was doing kind of a data engineer job. So like if you can't apply to a data science job if you're doing a data engineer job, because that requires other things too. So I was like, my resume was not getting selected anywhere, to be honest. So that was very demotivating at a time. But after that, like I worked on my DS Algo skills a lot, and like I used to post on LinkedIn that I have got this rank in my contest. So I think one of the recruiter was like had like liked my this ranking and all those things. So he had just made me like, hey, we want to conduct an interview, like for Amazon.
amazing. So this is. I thought you applied first and then you got a call back, but
No. The recruiter had contacted me.
amazing, yeah. This is really cool because you worked a lot, because I went through your LinkedIn profile also, and I was able to see that it was very structured and you were a regular user of LinkedIn. And this is an example where social media can, the power of social media in general.
Yeah, like I had reactivated Facebook, Instagram, and like all those things, and I was the only social media I had was LinkedIn. So every day I would just to open the LinkedIn and see like he is getting job here, she is getting job there. So that was kind of like a kind of motivating, like, hey, everybody is getting, I will also get, just have that patience. So yeah.
Perfect. So now we've discussed a lot of technical and serious stuff. So I just want to understand from you. So what is Soumya Deepto as a person, apart from being a programmer, apart from being a coder? So what are your hobbies? How do you in general spend your free time? Because I'm pretty sure you must be having a lot of less free time considering your schedule. But what do you do in general apart from coding?
So apart from coding, what I do is that I love playing games, like PC games. So that's what I do in most of the times. And apart from that, like I go out with my friends a bit. Okay, like now I'm going out, but when there was a time like my resume was not getting selected, so the only thing which I used to do was code and or get depressed. So that were the two things which I did at that time. So now like I like play games or go out with my friends, have some meal somewhere, and that's my regular schedule now. Like I didn't code for like 1 month now. Like I've not written a single line of code till now.
But is that even required? Because I'm pretty sure that you'll start working, because you start working at Amazon and then you'll be back to the process. But this is your time to cherish the entire hard work that you've done for the last 1.5 years.
Yeah.
Amazing, yeah.
Exactly.
Perfect. So now this most probably might be my final sort of question, in which I want to understand. So PwC and Amazon, what were the selection process in general with both the companies, and how different were they from each other?
Like they were completely different, because for PwC, like they see what projects you have done and what technologies you know. Like for in general, in PwC, I had only 2 interviews. So both of the interviews, they're totally focused on my resume and my like behavioral skills. So they will ask you only the project related things. But for Amazon, it is different. For Amazon, you first have the OA, like the online assessment, where you'll be given 2 coding questions and you have to explain the answers of them. And then you have a psychometric test. So generally, you have to solve both the questions to pass to the next round. Or maybe if I don't know, like maybe 1 or 2 test cases they consider. I'm not sure about that. But so after that, you have 4 rounds of interviews. In the 4 rounds, the backbone is DS Algo. Like 90% of your interview is dependent on your problem solving skills. And then they ask you leadership principles. And in my last round, I was also asked CS fundamentals, like CS core subjects.
Okay. And with respect to the OA round, the online assessment round that you mentioned, so how many questions were you able to solve? Both 2 of them, or what was the scenario like? Both of them?
Yeah, I solved. Yeah, I think I had also 40 or 30 minutes left on the clock.
Amazing. Cool. And with respect to the CS subjects that you mentioned in the last round of interview, so can you explain a little bit more about them? What were the subjects specifically, and how do we go about preparing for the same?
So, if you are from a CS background, I think you know the things. So just revise your college notes. If you're not from a CS background, what I will suggest is that go to Geeks for Geeks or anywhere, or check like what are the previous year questions related to the company, like the CS fundamental questions, and get those questions and read it from YouTube, like from any lecture. So that's what I did. I followed Gate Smashers for the preparation part.
Perfect, amazing. Right. So recently I've been talking to a lot of students, and I've heard a lot of students say that COVID aa gaya and they were not able to apply for a specific company. They were not able to get that dream job of theirs, and a lot of apprehensions in general, not just about COVID but different scenarios overall. So I just want to understand, what would you advise to a current student with respect to the placement processes, and how do we go about the placement journey in general? Because there are a lot of obstacles which I believe you might be well aware of.
So first of all, I will say is that in general, if I break down the whole interview, okay, so there are 3 parts. First is the online test. So for that, go and give contests. Like that is the only way you learn the time management thing. Then comes the first round of interview, where you will be given data structure algorithm. So practice it from somewhere. Okay. So I practiced it from LeetCode. You can take any, like also I think Code Studio is also a very good platform to practice. So you can go and practice there. Third round, the second interview round, it mainly most of the third round is based on low-level design. So practice low-level design. Like I have seen many of my friends who are going to the last round, and they are getting asked low-level design. So it's like a common trend, and I think this will be the trend. Like the last interview will be a low-level design round. So practice that as much as you can. And that's the basic thing. And practice just for safety the CS fundamentals a bit. So that's the thing. And have at least one good project, so that by chance if the interviewer asks you, you will be able to like impress them with your project. Also, I will like to say, if I divide the companies, there will be like 2 branches. One will be the product-based companies. So they focus on the data structure and the low-level design part. Another comes the startups, where they don't care how much data structure you know. They will only be focusing how much development or how much good projects you have done. So try to maintain a balance so that you can apply to both. Like if you have at least one good project, you will be able to apply both in the startup and in the product-based company. So try to have a balance there, because I used that and I was like, yeah, it was okay. Like it was okay for me.
Perfect, amazing. But yeah, so
And I would like to say, like, everyone should have their own roadmaps. Like I have not followed anyone. Like whatever was ideal for me and ideal for that situation, I have chose it by myself. Like I'm getting asked in LinkedIn a lot, like what did you do? Okay, I have this problem. I would like to say that you follow your journey. Like everyone's journey is unique. Like my as I said, my timing for that, your timing can be different. So try to have a balance between your timing and your schedule, and at least dedicate 3 to 4 hours. Then that is, I think, enough, I think, and be consistent.
Perfect, Amazing. Right. I think this was all about the conversation that I planned with you, and it was a learning experience in general for me as well. Just having a conversation and getting to know about your journey, and I just want to thank you again for taking out time on a Sunday evening and doing this conversation with us. Right. And secondly, I also want to just request you to always stay in touch with your alma mater, which is Coding Ninjas, and maybe we can plan a lot of activities in the future.
Yeah, sure. Like you can have me anytime in the channel, because like I think if I'm able to help someone, it would be nice for me also. And absolutely. I think Coding Ninjas has helped me a lot also in my whole journey. So you can call me at any time. I will be available.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Soumyadeep.